Now, asymmetric information is gathered by the below performance, right? Through your internal marks, assignment marks, this good guy, A grade, average guy, B grade, like that. So, your project work can also be undertaken in such a way that you can take any allied policy of commerce and economics and evaluate that through questionnaires, through expert opinions, through Delphi methods, and come out with a conclusion, whether it's a good policy, average policy, or bad policy, or nefarious policy. That could also be a good project, right? So this classification holds waters with respect to the research work on the basis of intent. Next, of course, you can also conduct your project research on the basis of merit, right? You can see there, on the basis of merits, you must have experimental research. I already told you, please shun the myth that experiments are confined only to laboratories. Experiments are not confined only to laboratories. If any teacher says, why project work for commerce students here? We are not PhD students to pour the chemical into the burette, come out with some solution, do some experiment. Don't care then. I am telling you, my dears, even social science students can experiment their ideas, right? Suppose you want to do project work on social media. Instead of taking opinions from X, Y, and Z, why don't you create your own YouTube channel? Is it cost consuming thing? No, it's absolutely free of cost, right? So you experiment. You create YouTube channel, you upload the content, uniform content you upload. It may be review, writing reviews on the movies, Tandale 2, Tandale 1, Pushpa 2, Pushpa 3. Then your friends will definitely ask you, Pushpa teachers will help you, or your computer teachers will help you with the regression line and forecast what is going to be GDP under given some. That is a wonderful project. That is called a survey. Of course, survey, honestly speaking, is not a. It is only one mode of executing research. It's only one. But 99.9% of referred by Osmania University syllabi refers to field studies are also. They are not type of researchers, my dears. Executing research. Modes of collecting primary data, which I will be. Similarly, case studies. If you want to do a company, sir, LIC being the big is not faring well in the market, sir. LIC share got listed in Bombay Stock Exchange. Continuously, seamlessly showing. Then its market capitalization 5 international equal to 1 LIC. Such a case study of LIC as the project works. You can do that. No one will stop you, right? So case study means take one particular organization or one particular village. For example, you are from a village called Chevilla or some small hamlet near Chevilla. So you want to study how mobile wallets have been helping them to include in finance market, financial spectrum. So I can put a heading, role of mobile wallets in promoting the financial inclusion of small hamlets, a case study of Chevilla. So one particular village I am taking, I am seeing how these mobile wallets are helping to foster financial inclusion. Case study, right? It need not be a company, it can be one village, one unit, that's all, right? That can also be research. So after taking cognizance of these many types of researches, I gave you 13 types of researches. So you can choose any one of these for your project work. Now, how to execute this research? You taught us what is research. You taught us how many types of researches we may come across in our daily walks of life or different walks of life. Now, how should we go ahead? If I go of pedestrian, right? So let us see how to research, right? Can you help me for next slide? Yeah, you have come already. Right. First is choose your area of study. My dears, there is nothing human which is alien to commerce. Everything falls in the ambit of commerce. It can be HR management, it can be marketing management, it can be administration of government institutions. Be a public administration, people may say, hey, it's our domain. No, don't give the chance. It can be econometrics, it can be economics, it can be statistics, or it can be design. Whatever is your area of study, see, if you don't have interest in domain, you cannot excel in that. Not only in executing the project work, but also in choosing your career, my dears. If you are forced or shoved into a particular career domain which you don't like, try to come out of that zone at the earliest possible. Okay, we are deviating from that. So, first try to identify the area of interest which you want to study. Very recently. So, while question and answer session was opened online, one girl student asked me, sir, I want to do a project work on Delhi railway station stampede. Will it fall in the ambit of commerce, sir? I said, yes, very much. How? How come railway station stampede claiming the lives of 20 members? Official figures, not official. So how come it is in the ambit of commerce? Any help for me, students?
Management.
Yeah, what management? Very good, sir. Your name? Good boy. Management. What management? Logistics management. Queuing management. When you go to MBA in future, you have a paper called Operations Research, where we have queuing theories, right? So where we have PET, where we have CPMs, critical path methods. So she said like, sir, Delhi Railway authorities at New Delhi station failed to create critical path method for managing the crowds. Can I club my operations research metrics and do a project work on railway station? Yes, obviously yes. It is very much part of queuing theory. It is very much part of logistics management. So why I am giving this example is there is nothing that is new to commerce. You choose any area of your interest, right? So I have chosen my area of interest. What next? Simply if I have interest in a particular domain, will it suffice me to write a project report? Obviously no. I need to gain ground on the subject. I need to be conversant with the nitty-gritty of the subject, right? That is possible only when you read, isn't it? That reading process in this subject is called review of literature. Read as many articles as possible. See as many websites as possible to clean the data, to collect the data, to collect the facts, information, everything. So what happens then? You will get an idea. Yes, this is the overall picture of my area of study. Will you get an idea? Certainly we will get an idea. So once we started reviewing the literature available, we will come out with this. Definitely we will identify some problems, some gaps in the study, right? Definitely will come out with some gaps. For example, some of you want to do a project work on SDGs. What is this SDG? Sustainable Development Goal, right? Everywhere it has become buzzword. Central University, they are conducting national seminars, international seminars with the title Sustainable Development Goals. Sir, I have reviewed a lot of literature on Sustainable Development Goals, sir, because I want to do project work on SDGs, sir. So what did you find? Sir, I found that India does not have any specific nodal agency to govern all 17 SDGs. That is my finding, sir. How did you find it out? Sir, I found it after I conducted literature review on from various sources. Then I came to know that in Indian administration there is some gap. There is no integrated nodal agency to govern all. One SDG speaks on agriculture, one SDG speaks on urban development, one SDG speaks on education. So how to integrate all this? There is one nodal agency. Don't you think it's a gap in the literature? Why can't you fix this through your project report? Fixing means you just give suggestions that can be reckoned by the government if they are broad enough to accept the government, or maybe your project executors or your co-Ps, right? Don't close feedback channels. Best feedback always comes from criticism, right? If you are making your criticizers shut their mouth because they are subordinates or they are students, you are closing the feedback channels. That mistake should never be done. So, when you are doing a project work, research supervisors should not stop you. Right? That conclusion you want to write? How dare you are? You are writing a report against the government. It happens in PhD also. It happens in MPhil also. Supervisors there at universities are a customer Suresh. If you write that you are offering something against the government policy, will it be good one? It will be good one. It will be good one. That's what I am telling you repeatedly. Don't close feedback channels from the criticism. So, sir, I found some gaps in the literature. I found some problems I want to fix. So, why should you fix the problem? What happens if it is a going concern like this? Is India not pioneering ahead? For the mere reason that we don't have any nodal agency for SDGs? We have been pioneering. We will go ahead as our government is giving a buzzword 5 trillion economy, 5 trillion economy. Obviously, we are going to become 5 trillion economy. Then what's your problem? Why should you have nodal agency for SDGs? Sir, there is some need. There is some dire necessity. What is that necessity? Define your project report. Sir, we can expedite the process of allocating the funds. We can expedite the process of executing or integrating the works if there is one uniform nodal agency for all SDGs, sir. That necessity is there, sir. So, project that. Need for the study. Right? So, once need for the study is established, can you fix entire problem? Being a single person, can you address the problem of entire 1.4 billion people here? Obviously not. So what you have to do? You define your scope. Sir, I am not competent enough at BCom level in my project work to address entire problem of this SDG integration. But my scope is only limited. So what is your scope? How much geographical area you want to study? How many years your period of study? Right? The scope you have to clearly define. That is very, very important. Conceptual clarity can be comes into your mind once your scope of your study. Right? Sure. I have defined my scope accordingly to inclusion. What are your objectives? Sir, financial inclusion main objectives is to bring all into a financial sector, sir. That is not. You define. The first objective is to study the overview on free public transport system in India. My second objective is to conduct a critical review of Mahalakshmi scheme. My third objective is to collect the perceptions of stakeholders on Mahalakshmi scheme. So what you are going to do, that should become your objectives. So defining objectives is also of paramount importance, as equally as defining the scope of your objectives. So once you obtain clarity with respect to your objectives in the project. What you have to do? Accomplish the objectives. To fructify your objectives. Don't you agree? So how to execute the project works then? Kind of objectives. I have very good objectives, but I don't know how to go ahead, sir. Then that confusion can be mitigated once you identify the variables supporting your objectives. I have written that bolstering your objective. Bolstering is supporting. So, what variables will support your objectives? Right? That variables you have to identify. How many types of variables we have generally? Two. Very good. What are those?
Dependent, independent.
Okay. Very good. Absolutely correct. What's your name, sir?
Srinivas.